Hello. This video, we're going to learn how to make a diamond fun fold. Okay, and that's what this is. A diamond fun fold. Isn't that neat? Have you seen that before? And I've added a little tab on there to hold it closed. Alrighty, so this is what you're going to need. So you may want to take a screenshot of this because you'll need these measurements. Okay. So you can get 2 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So you're going to take the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You're going to cut it on one end to 9 3/4. Okay, so that way it'll be 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. Okay. So you're going to cut this end off to make it 9 3/4, and then you're going to cut it right down the middle at 4 1/4, and you'll get 2 cards. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to leave this here, and I'll leave this over here so you can see that. So we're going to need a ruler for this, and we're going to need a scoreboard. So the scoreboard, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and measure at 5.5. Okay, at 5.5 point, go ahead and score it. Okay. Alrighty, so, and that's this point right here. Okay, so I've turned it around, so that way my score is here, and this is the score right here. So we need to create this X on here. So we're going to use our ruler, and we're going to measure 2 1/8 from the middle score out on the edge, 2 1/8 from this middle score, 2 1/8 out here, 2 1/8 out here, and 2 1/8 out here. So meaning I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to start at my score, which is right here, and I'm going to measure 2 1/8 out along the edge. So 2 1/8, and then put a little notch there. Okay, do the same thing down on the bottom. 2 1/8, put a little dot there, and then you're going to start from the middle again, the score, and we're going to go out this way, 2 1/8. So 2 1/8, and then on the top, 2 1/8. Okay, so now we've got all those. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the scoreboard, and we're going to score from 2 1/8 over to this 2 1/8, from this 2 1/8 over to this 2 1/8. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to go, see, and I think it's actually easier to do it on your table, but this works too. As long as you've got a line going down, see how I've got a black line going down? That way I can find it, so I can look for my little notch, which is right here, and then I can look for my little notch and make sure they're lined up. Then I can go ahead and I can mark that X. And then I can do the same thing on this side. I can line this one up, and I can line this one up. Okay, that one's lined up, and this one's lined up. Very good. And then you go ahead and you create the X. All right, so now we have it's been scored down the center and right here and right there. All right, so now we're done with the scoreboard. All righty. So now we're going to take, and on the short end, you can see that there's my X here. There's a longer end and a shorter end. So, and this is the 5.5 inch side. We want this side, okay? We're going to start, and we're going to get this measurement up to 2 1/8 again. So we just need to do it once. So we need to put it down on the bottom edge and go up to 2 1/8, which is right here. And there we go, 2 1/8. Alrighty, so now we're going to take our cutting board, and we're going to cut this triangle off and this triangle off. So we're going to cut from this 2 1/8 mark that we just made, and cut from there up to this 2 1/8 mark. From this 2 1/8 in the middle down to this 2 1/8. Okay, so just cutting off those 2 triangles. So line that up on your cutting board, cut that one off, and then line it up on your cutting board, and cut that one off. All right, and we are done scoring and cutting. Yay! All righty, so it should look like this, and I'll bring it up so you can see. Okay, if you have any marks left, go ahead and erase those because you don't want to see those. And you can do this with white cardstock or colored cardstock. It doesn't matter either way because you can decorate it however you want to. Okay, so what we're going to do with it is we're going to fold it now. So we're going to fold it on where we've scored it. Okay, so first thing is we're going to turn it this way and we're going to fold along the center fold. Okay, so we're going to lay it that way. And where's my bone folder? And then go ahead and score it. Okay, so we've got that. All right. So then turn it over. Nope. Score it and leave it. Okay, so fold back and then open it up. So now we're going to fold these ones in on themselves. So we're going to fold it. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can do it this way and this way. It doesn't matter. You want to score it here and here. Okay, both ways. And it maneuvers a lot easier if you go back and you do it the opposite way too. So it doesn't really matter which way you're folding them. Okay? All right. What matters now though is you want to take your card and you're going to make this be a mountain fold and this a mountain fold. So you're going to take these two ends and you're going to squeeze them in together. Okay? And line this up and go ahead and use your bone folder and score this. All right. And this is our card. This is the diamond fold card. How easy is that? Pretty simple, huh? All right, and then it's up to you. How do you want to decorate it? I decorated it by I put a square right here, and then I put this over it. I put a square in here and a square here, and I did go ahead and I cut the same size square, and the squares are, this is a 3-inch square now. So if you measure this, it should be exactly 3 inches. So if you want to decorate it, you want to cut your squares, your decorative paper, down to 2 3/4. Okay, so I'll go ahead and decorate this one with you. So, and I haven't chosen any pictures or colors or anything like that yet, because I just wanted to show you this. But let's go ahead and I'll start to decorate this one with you. Alrighty, so we need some paper. Alrighty. That's pretty. Oh, we don't want another black and white one. Let's use a bright color. Alright, I have a pad of paper right here. This will work. Okay, so there, let's use this piece. Alright, so we need 2 3/4 inch square. So put it on here because this is a 3-inch square here, so we want to go down by 1/4 inch. So 2 3/4, 2 3/4. There's one. 2 3/4. There's two. And I think I'm going to do a different one for the other one. Let's see, can I get a contrasting color? Because this one I want to put on here. This one I want to put right here. And then for in here, I guess I could use the same color here. Hang on, let's do that. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Okay, so that one can go here. All right, so you'll need 3 pieces that are 2 3/4 to put on here. Okay, and then you need, if you want to decorate this part, then you want one more, and you can do the same thing. You can use the same one, or you can do a contrasting color. I want to do a contrasting color. Let's see. There is brown, blue, tan. That brown would be really pretty. You know what? I have this. I'm going to use this. That'll be pretty. That's actually an envelope that somebody sent me. And I'm going to trim this down. There. So now I want this 2 3/4 of an inch. 2 3/4 of an inch. And I think this brown will be a nice contrast for this. Okay. So, and then we want to cut this into 4s. Okay, so we're going to cut it corner to corner, corner to corner. So I'm going to line it up on here and cut it corner to corner. There. And then if you put those, and then you lay them together. I keep trying to fold it over it. And then you line it up, and then you slide it in here again and find corner to corner. Then it'll be cut exactly perfect. There. So now we have these corners. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's glue all this down. So let's do this one first. Ooh. So let's get some glue on here. Alrighty, and we'll put this in here. There. And then we'll do this one. Alrighty. That's pretty. Okay, then we'll do the outside one. And you want to just kind of line it up and try to make it as straight as you can with the same amount of border going around. All right, now let's glue these in here. This is going to be pretty. That'll be a nice contrast. Okay, so put that one in there. Put this one here. Put this one down here. I like these colors together. That's really pretty. This one over here. Alrighty, so then all the triangles and squares are done. So then all we need is a piece to go right here. Okay, so and for that we need 1 by 4 inches. And I think I'm going to get another piece of that brown. 1 by 4. Alrighty, so let's cut this 1 by 4. 1 inch. Make sure that edge is straight. By 4 inches. Perfect. And that'll fit right there. Alrighty, and this one I had on a piece of cute paper. There. That's so pretty. All right, so there's another one. Isn't that cool? So it's decorated the same way. So I've got the outside, the square that's underneath here, and I've got the 1 inch by 4 inch here. And these are 2 by 3/4 of an inch square to lay on top. When you open it up, I've got this 2 by 3 1/4 inch squares right here and right there, and then a 2 by 3/4 of an inch square that I cut into triangles to fill this in. You don't have to add these on if you don't want to. I kind of like it though. And for this one, you could actually cut the piece, the 5.5 inches, and then trim off about 1/2 inch, or 1/4 inch rather, to move it down, and then find your center, and you could cover this up with one piece if you wanted to. So, but I kind of like that white showing. I think it helps with the contrast. Isn't that neat? So there you go, and then it's ready to decorate. You can make these up beforehand, and when you're ready to decorate, you can add them on. If you use thicker cardstock, this is the 110, so it's really thick. If you use this, then I would suggest to put something here so that you can tuck it under, and just put the 3D foam on one side of it. So that way you can tuck it under and it'll stay closed. If you're using thinner paper, then it will stay laying flat. You don't need that on there. All right, and they do stand up. So the recipient can get it and they can actually stand it up. Isn't that cool? I like that. All righty, so again, if you missed the beginning of the directions, here are the measurements. So it's 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. You score it at 5 1/2. Okay, and there's the 5 1/2. So you score right down the middle, 5 1/2. Then you measure 2 1/8 from the middle out here, 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 2 1/8. All 4 places, put the little tick there. And then 2 1/8 to find your center. So from one end, 2 1/8, and then it'll be the same on both sides. Then you score, 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 and then you cut these 2 pieces off, and then you've got this. Isn't that fun? Alrighty, so there you go. That's how you make a diamond fun fold. And we can use a strip that's 1 inch or less on there. Isn't that cool? I love it. 1 inch by 1 inch by 4 inches. So I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.